Hello, welcome back to the Whispering Wombat. Welcome to a game that's called Hometopia. My idea for this video is very simple. It's going to be a soft-spoken video of me building up stuff in this game. Hopefully it will be relaxing, calming, something like that. So yeah, like I said, this game is called Hometopia and it's a building game. So you start with like an empty plot of land. All I've done so far is I have added like a pre-built house, and as you can see, I'm in the process of making the main road and a path, a footpath like this. So yeah, Hometopia is basically, it's a bit like if you were to take the house building element of The Sims 4 and make it into a game on its own. It would be a bit like this. Unfortunately, recently, I think about a month or so ago, they announced that this game is no longer in active development. Like a lot of early access style of games, I don't think they were able to sell enough to keep the development on. Obviously, developing a game is rather costly. I've seen this in many early access games. So unfortunately, this game is no longer in active development. So the only thing we have really is a creative mode, which I'm in right now. So you get a plot of land and you have various materials and things you can use for you to build with. What have I done? I've done that 3 wide, whereas all the others are 2 wide. Yeah, so it's like we basically have a suite of tools for us to use in creative mode. Okay, let's make it 3 wide then, whatever. In a way, I kind of like the fact it's in creative mode because you don't have to worry about the money side of things. Unfortunately, I kind of wish they'd offered, like some of these other styles of games, they have offered the option of Steam Workshop so that you can add more. Whoops, what have I done there? Can I just click on that and get rid of it? I think I can in a minute. Yeah, there are other similar styles of games to this one which have offered the option of Steam Workshop so that you can have like more items in the game. Unfortunately, they didn't get that far in this game, so we don't have Steam Workshop, so we're kind of limited only to the items that the developer has added in. So that's, the only kind of downside is that, yes, I do really enjoy this creative mode. It's really fun for you to build houses and for you to decorate houses and to make gardens and stuff like that. But it would be even more fun if we had a wider variety of options of furniture and things like that. I wouldn't say it's really bad. There is a reasonable amount of options, but it would be even more fun if those options were a bit expanded. You'll probably see that a bit later. There you go. So my road is finished with my path, road and path. So this is the first house I've plonked down. So the front door weirdly is over here. I think I maybe messed up. And one of the things, I assume that is the front door. One of the weird things with this game is when you use one of these pre-built houses, once you place it, I don't think you can then move it. So you have to be very sure when you place it that it's in a position that you would like. Right, just let me have a look. I think, and unfortunately I don't think I was that careful when I placed this particular house. So is this going to be the front door? Yeah, I think so. That looks more... I mean, this house in general is a little bit weird in that there isn't really an obvious front door, is there? I suppose you could even say that could be a front door, like a creative front door, couldn't it? Yeah. And we have a garage here. Yeah. So let's work on the driveway and everything. My idea here is to build up several houses on this plot. I think they will be like pre-built houses, I think. Okay, so let's start with the driveway. The question is, what am I going to use? What kind of material am I going to use for the driveway? This is like a paved driveway, a diamond driveway. Mediterranean, if I can say the word. Mediterranean pavers. There you go. Let's try this normal. This one. Let's try this one. See how this looks. There you go. Actually, I quite like that as like a driveway. So I think I've already played this game for like 13 hours. And when I had bought it, I bought it on offer, on sale. Whoops. And it wasn't exactly a lot of money when I bought it. Something like 6 or 7 English pounds. So I don't feel that bad really. But the game is not in active development anymore. I kind of feel like I have already gotten my value out of the game, and I'm sure with this creative mode that is still available that I will be able to certainly get even more value out of it. Here we go. So the only issue there is, do I need to get rid... maybe I do. Maybe I need to get rid of this. Whoops. And then replace it with the driveway. The paving from the driveway. Here we go. Now, one of the issues I did have with this game before is that after I'd added several houses, it started to become very long when you try to save the game. I'm hoping they kind of fix that, but anyway, we'll find out later, won't we? Okay, so we have ourselves a driveway, like so. I kind of need some kind of ramp. Here we go. Garage ramp, that's what I need. Oh, oh, that's not going to work, is it? I should have had that. I should have added the ramp first, shouldn't I? Clearly. Okay. Oops. So let's get rid of these. And we're going to see if we can add the ramp, because obviously you need a ramp from the garage before we add all of this. Here we go. Is that going to be enough? How big is this? Oh, is that the right way? I can't really see very well. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, how does that look? Yeah, it's okay. There's still weirdly a little bit of a lip there. It's not entirely smooth, but it's okay. I think that's about as good as we're going to get, frankly. Let's close that. Let's... Oh. That's it. I was a little bit slow there, sorry. But yes, we have our driveway. That's good. Now, I'm also going to do a pathway from the front door. I think I am going to, like, pretend this is the front door over here. That's my plan. So we're going to go to outdoor stuff. Oh, we could even use the same style, maybe, for the path. Ooh, too many choices. Or we could have a white path, maybe. Wow, there's too many choices here. Let's try this one. Oh, yeah. That's not bad, is it? So we're going to kind of go like this. Yeah, and then we're going to just extend this out. Like so. Oops, you will see during this video, I'm not exactly a very good interior designer or architect or anything of that nature, so I wouldn't expect this is going to be amazing in terms of the design. But it's certainly fun for me just to make this kind of stuff. Here we go. So this is obviously, I think this is going to be one of the largest houses on this piece of land. And I think the idea is to have a fairly grand garden. This is going to be easier if I'm floating. There we go. Yeah, it is really a shame that this game is no longer in active development, because it was showing a lot of potential, I would say, this game. So yeah, this is going to be a large house, or like the largest house on this land. It's going to have a very big garden. And then over this side, I'm going to have a couple of houses here. Maybe a couple of houses here. Something like that. And like I said earlier, I'm going to hope that I don't have the issue that I had before of it taking a long time to save the game. Now I'm thinking, can I find a hedgerow? Here we go. What kind of hedgerow? Manicured hedge. Suburban hedge, okay. Suburban hedge long. We have lots of choices here. Manicured hedge medium box. The reason I'm looking at hedges is I want to kind of... Okay, let's try this one. Because I kind of want to, you know, use a hedge to partition this off a little bit, if that makes any sense. So that, you know, so that you can see that, well, so you've got a divider from the garden of this house, this property, to the path, or in America, what they would call a sidewalk. I would just call it a footpath myself. But that's, you know, that's me. Right. And actually, like, when I am placing this, I'm actually not particularly bothered if it's not really perfect, because in real life it wouldn't be really perfect, would it? So, for me, that's fine. Here we go. The only issue that I'm gonna have is when we get... Oh, is it gonna look weird? No, it's okay, I think. When I get near the corner, we might run out of room, but then I can use, because I believe there's the same style of hedge in different sizes, right? So if needs be, I should be able to use a different size, yeah. So maybe what I'll do actually is I'll rotate this. Whoops, be careful. And I will go over this side and go like this. Can't see very well. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. After you have placed an object, it's quite easy for you to slightly move it if it's in the wrong place. Oh, will that fit? Not quite. So that does help. If I do misplace something, it should be easy for me to redo it. Here we go. Get this hedged in, literally. And then the question is, am I going to work on the garden first? Whoops. Oh, this is going to be, I was going to say this looks like a perfect fit, but no. So this is called suburban, isn't it? So I need to find suburban, the other suburban. Here we go. Suburban medium. Nah. Is there a suburban small? Manicured hedge short, suburban hedge long. Suburban hedge medium. So where's suburban hedge short? You would have thought they would have short, wouldn't you? Right, we might have to rethink this. So we might have to rethink this. Right. Let's put suburban hedge medium here, so that I can then move all these up a little bit, you know? like this. So I'm hoping, the upshot of this is I'm hoping is that I should be able to fit in something in the slightly larger gap that will exist. I don't know if, I honestly don't know if that's going to be big enough. It doesn't want to fit in there, does it? Right, we might have to compromise here. You can't really just put a completely. Oh, what is that? No. We might have to compromise. We might have to put something as like a corner piece. You know? Oh yeah, look at that. How does that look? Now, in this game, from time to time, I like to walk on foot and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, not bad, not bad. Not bad. But then, of course, I'm going to have to put that on every corner, aren't I? Which could be an issue. That could be an issue. Have we got... Oh, large... Manicured large. Manicured hedge drop is what I just went for. Oh, it is quite big, actually. Okay. I think it kind of works. Put another one on the other side. Like so. I think it kind of works. He says. Whoops. Yeah, it kind of works, but I've still going to have a bit of a gap there, aren't I? This one should be fine, because what I can do is just kind of slightly move things like that. And just leave a little bit of a gap like that, which is fine, really. Oops. Well, I need to be floating, because otherwise I can't see how lined up it is. Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, I think it should be fine. Just kind of leave a gap there. Each time. Yeah, I think it's fine. Like I said, in real life, this stuff wouldn't be perfect either, would it? Right, so we're going to have to do that a bit more, I think. Kind of place it more in the middle. Oh yeah, I mean there's a bit of a gap, but you can't really notice. I think it's fine. I'm not quite sure if this side is going to be as easy to do, really. Okay. To follow on, we're going to have to put one here, aren't we? So I wonder if we put one here, I'm going to have to put one here. Well, that's easy, right? Actually, that's quite nice in a way, isn't it? Right, and this one is not, should be over a little bit, I think. Just a little bit like so. So it's more in line. Question is, will a medium hedgerow fit there? And the answer is no. This could be a problem. We can still move that over a little bit. Right. That's probably about as far over as I can move it, and I still don't think that's going to be enough. Not quite. Oh, but we have to squeeze up this side, don't we? Okay, so let's squeeze up this side. a bit. And then hopefully it'll fit. I mean, there's probably an easier way of doing this, but I don't like to do things easily. You see, I like to make things hard on myself. Yay! There you go. Whoops. Whoops, a little bit too far back, that one. There we go. Okay, so let's look from ground level. I'm quite happy with that. It's not perfect, but I'm quite happy with that. We got a nice hedgerow to line our garden. Yeah. I think it looks pretty good. For the sake of privacy, see, I think if this was real life, they would have a line of trees, wouldn't they, as well? Because otherwise, people can see you from the road kind of thing. I suppose what I could do is have a line of trees somewhere else. Right, maybe? Now, I was going to have a swimming pool, but the question is, where is it going to be? Is it going to be at the front part? There's a big space here that would work, right, for a swimming pool. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. They do have a search function. Here we go. So I can easily find. So huge lap pool. Moroccan style. That one apparently. Long lap pool. Stone paved estate pool. Medium lap pool. Large suburban pool. Okay. Garden bath. I think I need to start looking at the sizes. That's not very big. I suppose we could have another pool out the back, because that would be nice, wouldn't it? Because it's by the water, by the ocean, I mean. Okay. So, let's look how big this is. Oh yeah, that's quite big, isn't it? Yeah, not sure I like the look of it. Let's look at the other ones. Huge lap pool. Yeah, I think huge is what we need to go for, isn't it, really? Because we do have a large garden area, don't we? Yeah. I think we have to go for huge, don't we? I think we do. So I think what we're going to do, I think we are going to have the pool in this area. So, but I do think we're going to have to put a line of trees. Otherwise, we're going to be overlooked somewhat. Ooh, there we go. Looking good. Let's have a look. Oops, what happened there? I think I just fell through the world or something. That was weird. Okay, let's hope that doesn't happen again. Okay, so we've got ourselves a pool. Yeah, looking good, right? So yeah, like I said, I'm going to have to put... Oh, there's a bit of weirdness there, isn't there? For some reason you can see through... Ah! Okay, that is like a bug. And unfortunately, this game is not being actively developed anymore, so we're going to have to just make do with a big hole in the ground. So for some reason, the texture of the grass has glitched out there. So anyway, never mind. In fact, it hasn't correctly filled in, has it? I wonder if I get rid of it, is it going to go back to normal? Yeah. Yeah. Well, why don't we replace it a different way and see if we have the same issue? Let's replace it like here. and see if we have the same issue. If we do, it's probably more of an issue with... Yeah, I think it's an issue with the actual thing itself. I think it's always going to be like that, unfortunately. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's one of the issues with an early access game that's not in active development anymore. We might just have to make do with something smaller then. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I think most of this, I mean, that's large, isn't it? I'm just not a big fan of this, really. Let's see. Is it going to have similar issues? I don't remember having issues like that before, so I think it's an issue with that huge pool. I don't know why there's this part here. Why would you have that part on a swimming pool? I don't really get it. And it does look like a bit of a weird swimming pool, not very big for such a big property, but unfortunately we don't have a lot of choice. So then my question is, if we can't have a big swimming pool, maybe we should have the swimming pool somewhere else out the back here, and then use this for something else. Maybe have a grand garden out the front. Maybe, but we have got quite a big garden area to fill, haven't we? So, okay, yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have like some kind of a patio here. So we can have like a barbecue area, you know, kind of thing. So, we're still outdoors. What would be a nice... Should we stick... No, I don't want to stick with that, actually. Ooh. Concrete? Should we just go for concrete, something simple? What's this? Herringbone paver. It's kind of hard to choose, really, if I'm honest. Mediterranean. Because this house is quite a modern house, so therefore what we use needs to also have a modern look to it, in my opinion. Okay, let's just go for simple concrete slab and see what that looks like. Yeah, not bad. What do we think? This can be like the barbecue area by the pool. Yeah, I quite like that. It's not bad. You know, we can have like a barbecue area here by the pool. That's not bad. And then we can kind of use the same concrete to have a path that goes around the side of the house, like this. Something like that. Oops. Yeah. And then all the way over here. Whoopsie. I suppose because we've got only a small swimming pool, we could maybe have another swimming pool at the back as well. Because this is supposed to be a rather grand house, I would say. Right, so we're just gonna keep this going around the house like so. Yeah, one more row. Then I suppose we just have it like this to kind of run like this over to where the garage area is. Okay, I quite like that. I'm happy with that. We need to work out something to fit in here, right? Something ornamental to fit in here. But if we're going to have another swimming pool, because what I might do, because we've got this one here, this one is like an ornamental swimming pool. So what we might do, because this is, like I keep saying, this is supposed to be a more grand house, isn't it? We could have another one here, which, because then that's overlooking the ocean, right? So I think that would be good. Yeah. Something like that. Let's see. Whoopsie. I keep dropping in the water. That's not good. Yeah, thankfully, there was only an issue with the huge swimming pool. The other ones don't seem to have that issue, so that's good. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. The only thing is there a way... Whoops. Is there a way of placing that a little bit closer? Is that closer? Like so? Is that too close? That's a little bit overlapping, isn't it? Oops. Something like that. No, I think it's... Well, no, I think that's fine. And it's kind of in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's kind of in the middle. I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so like I said before, I think we're going to have to put trees in so that we're not crazily overlooked here. So, outdoor garden, trees. What would be a good tree? Ooh. That might be okay, actually, because it's like similar size as that. No, that isn't the kind of tree I'm looking for, is it? Juniper? Do they have fences? Yeah, I wonder actually. Maybe what we should put is a fence or a wall, actually. Something else. So we're not so overlooked. And again, this is a fairly modern house, isn't it? So I'm looking for something which is also quite modern. That's just a regular fence. Yeah, not really seeing anything that's really catching my interest, frankly. Might just have to be a regular fence. Okay, let's zoom in a bit. Let's see. Oh. Would that work to put it on the edge like that? Well, so when someone is walking past, you're not quite as overlooked, right? See, when I had this hedge only, it would be quite overlooked. So yeah, I think I'm going to add this. I mean, unfortunately, there's going to be a bit of a gap there because I can't fit it, which is not ideal. Should I have it inside instead? Like that. The choices. Then we're gonna have a bit of a gap from the hedge. I think that's okay. Let's see. Let's get rid of the one I put here. Let's go back to, whoops, ground level, if I can be in the right place, that is. Yeah, I think inside is marginally better. So let's continue. So I think you can see how you could spend hours in this game, right? Just placing stuff. And the fact you don't have to worry about money. You know, it's like a creative mode. They used to have a career mode, but they got rid of it in the later updates. I think because their idea was they had to improve it. Maybe it was a little bit on the buggy side. So they thought to improve it and to re-add it at a later date when it was not so buggy, maybe. But unfortunately, because the game is now not in active development, we won't see it again. Well, you can, if you want, choose the legacy version of this game on Steam when the career mode was in the game, if you really want. Honestly, I'm not particularly fussed with a career mode, really. I'm happy with the creative side of this game. And like I was saying earlier, I mean, for the price that I had to pay for this game, I feel like I've already easily got enough value out of it. And yeah, by the time I've made this area here, I will have certainly have gotten my money's worth. And yes, like I was saying earlier, it's a shame they didn't have enough time to implement the items in the workshop, like the modded items in the workshop. So you only have the things that they added, but they did add a fair bit, so it's not awful. It would be really bad. What was that other game I was playing recently? Oh yeah, so I own a VR headset, and I had purchased a Minecraft clone on my VR headset. And at first I was really happy with this Minecraft clone in VR. But the problem was the developers have not really added a lot of things for you to build with. So very soon you start feeling bored of the options that you have. You know? Well, certainly that's how I was feeling. You know? So at least in this game, yes, we are restricted to only the things the developer has added, but at least they've added a decent amount of stuff. It's not like we're very, very limited on items, so should be fine. And yeah, when I was saying earlier that this game has shown a lot of potential, so it's a shame really that it isn't in active development anymore. You know, this game has some features that are really good. But anyway, I'm I I am honestly very used to these days seeing early access games just come and go and not fulfill their full potential, really. So unfortunately, I am rather used to that at this point. So I have a feeling we're gonna end up over here with some kind of a gap. Let's see. Let's see. Let's hope not. Oh, I don't know actually. I suppose that's the benefit of having this large hedge here, this drop hedge, is it will help to cover up. Oh, that's okay. No, but that won't fit there actually, but that's okay. I think that works. And then we'll do the same thing. Actually, I'm going to start on this side. Is that on the same level as the other one? Yeah. But yeah, and I just hope that I don't have crazy issues with the performance, because that would be annoying. But we will see. I mean, like I was saying earlier, the only issue I had before was I had an issue when I had a lot of houses in one area that it would take a very long time to save the game. Is that in the same? Yes, it is. That doesn't really match up, unfortunately. Can we move this hedge forward? Not really. They're kind of similar, aren't they? So, what do we think? Should I maybe get rid of one? Yes. I think if we get rid of one, it's going to look a little bit more even. Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. And I suppose, for the sake of continuity, I should place on the edge here, like so. Come on, let's be having you. And then we're going to be all fenced in and ready to go. Oh, don't know why it's not. Oh, come on. Let's zoom out a bit. Maybe that'll help. But yeah. There aren't really, I mean, other than The Sims 4, there aren't a lot of these kind of like creative house building games. And then obviously with The Sims 4, I'd have to play the rest of the game, obviously. It's not purely a house building game. There is House Flipper. There's House... Oh, why is that not placing? There you go. There is House Flipper. But for me, House Flipper is not so creative as this game. Well, that game does have a lot more options for things you can place, because they have implemented the Steam Workshop. So there's a lot of furniture and a lot of things you can place in that game, which does help a lot. But I don't believe you can actually make your own houses in this game. Yes, they have the option of using a pre-fabricated house structure, but you can, if you want, make your own house entirely from scratch. I don't think House Flipper has that option, although I could be wrong. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe I should just maybe go back to House Flipper and see. But yeah. I suppose at least this game is the kind of game that even though the developers are not actively working on it anymore, at least it's, you know, a single player game, or it's like a game that's not affected that. Well, what I'm trying to say is some games, when they are abandoned, you can't really play them anymore. But this game, hopefully we can still play it for this foreseeable future. And funnily enough, it does have a co-op feature, although I don't know how well it works, but there is a co-op feature in this game. I would imagine that one of the things that has grated on people with this game is that, you know, the closure of the game was very, very out of the blue. So I think when I purchased this game was around Christmas, I think, or just before Christmas, or leading up to Christmas, something like that. And the developers were doing live streams of the game, and they were actively promoting the game. I think their last update was in like February, something like that. And then all of a sudden it came out of the blue that the game was basically closing down. So I think that's why some people are not happy, because it seemed to come out of the blue. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, at least I did when I bought it heavily discounted, so you can't really complain. Okay, we're nearly finished here. There we go. He says, try not to leave a gap. There we go. We're not going to have it on the back because the back is going to be open to the ocean. What we might do though, what we might do at the back is have like some kind of lower fence that's not as high. Something like that, something lower down. What's this? Decorative city fence. No, we don't really need that, do we? It would have to fit in, wouldn't it? It would have to fit in. Oh, how about this? Short stone garden ledge. Would that work? Oh, yeah. That would work. Because you kind of want to be able to see the ocean, don't you? But it's not. Oh, but it's nice that, you know, you have that you can see that that's the edge of your garden, but you can still see the ocean view in an unobstructed way. So, yeah, for me that's perfect. And one of the things earlier when I was saying about some of the really good features of this game, you can basically change the color or the material of almost anything. So if I wanted to match this, the color or even the material with this, it would be easy for me to do so with this game, because you can basically customize the color or the material of pretty much anything in this game. So that is one of the features that I do like a lot in this game. So we're pretty much finished on the basic structure of the garden, aren't we? Whoops. So, what should we do next? Should we start, maybe we can start on the interior, maybe, I don't know. Come on, let's be having you, that's it. I mean, yeah. There we go. So, yeah, the basic structure's there. We've got our swing pools in, haven't we? So, I wonder if I can work out the colour of this. So there is an option here, find material or scrape, no, find material. Is it material or paint? That would be material, wouldn't it? Or is it maybe paint, find paint? I was kind of wondering if it could find the colour on here or the texture on here. No. Maybe not. I was thinking if I could maybe match the colour of this swimming pool to the one out the back here, but it's not looking like, after what I was just saying, whoops, after what I was just saying, I can't seem to choose that exact material. Oh well. Okay, so like I said, maybe we'll start thinking about the inside. We've been working a lot on the outside, haven't we? Maybe we can start thinking about the inside. So if this is going to be the front door, see, I think this works far, far better as a front door, because this one, if you had this as like the front door, it's going to open into a larger room, right? Whereas this front door, it opens out onto a passageway. Whoops. Whoops. Wasn't supposed to do that. Wasn't supposed to do that. Was supposed to do that only. So, right, this is the garage. Then we've got a small room. I suppose it could be an outhouse or, you know, like a utility room. Although, for some reason, what I might do actually is make this larger, because I don't see the point in having that small little cupboard there. Maybe we should open this out, right? Maybe that's what we should do. Right. There is a way. Oh yeah, that's it. I was just trying to remember how to get rid of the ceiling so I can see a bit better when I'm hovering. Like so. They also have this room planner thing, don't they? So this is an office. So this is a laundry room, office, full bathroom, kitchen, and living room, bedroom with a bathroom, a deck, another bedroom, and the primary bedroom with, that looks like an ensuite. Well, a closet, walk-in closet, And an ensuite. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Right. I suppose what I should do is I should try to decide on the interior color maybe that I'm going to use. Something like that. Because I want something that looks kind of modern, right? And my idea is that I'm going to use the same thing on all the walls throughout the house. Because it has like a kind of industrial modern feel to it. So my idea is to choose one thing, you know. Whitewash wood paneling, no. Minimalist wallpaper. I mean, it's probably going to be something like that, right? Wallpaper, plaster, tile, brick, plaster, premium white plaster, or beige, or blue plaster. I suppose that we could just go for like plastered walls like this. Premium white plaster. What do we think? Because, like I said, I kind of want this industrial look. And I kind of want it to look, well, I kind of want it to have a very neutral color, like an industrial style neutral color, and have that throughout the house. Something like that. And I might even change the frames of the windows from being wooden to being like something like a metallic, a metal, something like that, so that it looks even more industrial, you know. Okay, I think that's good. Simple but effective, I would call that. You know, because this is a very modern house, isn't it? So that's what I'm gonna try to go for here. A kind of modern, industrial, simple look with hopefully neutral colours. Although, like I was saying before, I'm not exactly much of a interior designer. In fact, I'm not much of a designer at all. So maybe don't expect too much. But hey ho, it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Right, so we're going to go throughout the whole house. We're going to go throughout the whole house. Let's close the door. Can we close the door? We can close the door. So let's go throughout the whole house, giving it this look. Let's do that first. So we've got a nice blank canvas for us to work with. I think that would be good, wouldn't it? Here we go. Yeah, I quite like that. So I suppose my idea is that this will be a series of videos. And I kind of want each video to be quite long. Because when you talk about ASMR, the idea of people falling asleep or relaxing to ASMR videos, I feel like that the videos, if they're longer, it's much easier to do that, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make enough videos to finish the whole thing on video, or what I might do is I might work on this off video a little bit, you know, and only do certain parts on video. I mean, usually you might say that some of this stuff is boring to watch, but because it's ASMR, I think it would still have some kind of relaxing value. And I'm still trying to work on my soft-spoken voice, but I do think the more I practice it, the better it will get. Because I started off only doing whispering videos, hence the name, the Whispering Wombat. But I feel like maybe soft spoken has equal value. I mean, I will do more whispering videos at a later date, but as someone that enjoys or has ASMR and enjoys ASMR myself, I sometimes find I get more tingles from soft spoken rather than whispering, but it does depend. Right. I suppose the next thing to worry about is the ceiling. I think we're not far. Oh, I was going to say we're not far off, but look, we still have a whole massive area here which I forgot about. So this must be the main bedroom, is it? I think it might be. I think it might be. Right. So, yep, a nice blank canvas. So yeah, the next thing is the ceiling and the flooring. Whoops, what am I doing? And again, what am I doing? I do want to keep the same themes kind of throughout this house. So I'm kind of thinking that I do want to keep the same flooring and the same ceiling, you know, throughout the house. I kind of want to make it look very standardized throughout the house. It's like I keep saying, I'm trying to go for the industrial minimalist look, you see. Right. I suppose though, something interesting on the floor might be a good idea, you know. Okay. Feel like we're nearly ready to move on to the ceiling or the flooring. There's bound to be somewhere that I've missed though. There's so many little rooms in this house. Right, so let's now think about the flooring. Now, something industrial, but something that I can put throughout the whole house is what I'm trying to go for here. What's this? Marble. I don't think marble works. What's this? That's not very industrial. Suppose it... concrete again. I feel like in a way though, it has to offset what I've, you know, the colour of the... It has to offset the colour of the walls or the ceiling, if you know what I mean. I feel like it needs to contrast, you know. What's this? Okay, I don't mind that. And like I said, in the future I might change the colour of the window frames to something more metallic. So this would then fit in, wouldn't it? I don't mind that actually. I think that's quite good. Pretty happy with that. you know, because feel like it has to contrast with the walls. You can't have something too light. If everything is light, like, to me, that would just look kind of bland, like overly bland, if everything is a very light color. Hence the reason, oh, look at this. Hence the reason I thought to go for something quite dark. So yeah. So we're literally, like I was saying earlier, kind of want to literally have the same thing throughout the entire house. So it's very uniform in nature, you know. That's my plan, anyway. That is my plan. That's it. And then we'll just have to do the ceiling. So I know that right now it maybe seems quite slow going, but once we get the ceiling, the walls and the flooring sorted, I think you'll then find it's going to speed up somewhat, because then it's just a matter of adding furniture into each room, you know, which shouldn't take that long really, I don't think. But yeah, it's all part of the fun, right? And so far, the performance has been really good so far, so let's hope that doesn't start to decrease. You have to make sure you're standing actually in the room. Quite often, I forget that, and I'm trying to add flooring, for example. When I'm not standing in that room, it doesn't work, right? What I'm trying to say is, if I'm trying to work on that floor there, then I literally have to be in the room like that, otherwise it doesn't work. But yeah, here we go. So I think there was a bit back here, wasn't there? Somewhere? Oh yeah, there's all this over here to do, yeah. Are we even going to do the... That's exactly what I was saying. You see, look, I'm trying to paint here, look, but it doesn't work until I'm literally in the room, see? Anyway. Anyway. I'm thinking I might get rid of that wall, but we'll worry about that later. Because it says this is a laundry room. I don't think it's even large enough to be a laundry room. Like, are you even able to fit anything in there? I think I'm even going to have the garage the same colour. Because I literally just want the whole house to look very uniform in a kind of industrial way. You see? I think that's going to look good, I think. But then again, what do I know? There you go. So now, finally, I think that's literally all of that sorted. Let's now think about ceiling color. Now, should I just leave it as is? Okay, let's look at the options. Ceiling treatments. We're not going for wood, are we? No, that would be crazy. What's this? Diamond ceiling. Ooh. Would that work? Maybe that would be a bit OTT though, would it? Diamond ceiling. Ooh. Something industrial. Royal ceiling. No. Whitewash wood plank. Whitewash. We could just try to go for like a colour, couldn't we? We could just find a colour. could just have white. Wow, the choices. Plank ceiling. Blonde ceiling planks, no. Diamond ceiling. White wood plank, no. Tin ceiling tile. Popcorn. Concrete ceiling. I think that's what we have already, isn't it? A concrete ceiling, no? I mean, it's kind of similar, isn't it? Concrete ceiling. Yeah. I don't mind that. Okay, I think I'm going to finish the ceiling off video because otherwise we're not going to really be able to get to anything interesting in this video. Like, this video is already 1 hour and 20 minutes long, almost. I mean, the whole idea of this video was to make it long, a relaxing, long ASMR video. But I do want to try to get to some furnishing at some point. I quite like that. I do quite like that, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, it's not much of a change of colour from what was there before, but I just think it looks slightly nicer like that. Right, so I suppose what I can do to finish up this video is I can start furnishing or start adding furniture to this, because obviously for me this is going to be like the main living area. Oh yeah, didn't it say this is also the kitchen? So we've got a bedroom, garage, right? And then haven't we got several bedrooms down here? That's a bedroom. That's a bedroom. That's a master bedroom, I think. I'm wondering if this was like the downstairs bathroom, right? If that was the downstairs bathroom, I'm wondering if I can open this out and have that as the kitchen, but then have a slightly larger area kind of thing. Interesting. So if we get rid of this, like so, so that then that could be the kitchen, couldn't it? So, because I don't feel, for such a grand house, what we had before was a little bit on the small side, I think. So, okay, let's think. We're going to start placing kitchen furniture, right? So, they do have everything organized by the type, if you know what I mean. So we've got wall cabinets and we've got counter cabinets. So again, I want something that looks kind of modern, industrial. Something modern and industrial is what I'm looking for. But, like I was saying before, I can change the colour. So if the colour of something is not right, I can change it to something more industrial looking. So we have olive. Bayville. I suppose I just need to choose like a type that I like. Olive countertop with sink. What? Well, that far enough back? Nope. Messed that up, didn't I? It is sometimes in this game a little bit hard to line things up. Or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but... Okay. I think we're good. Are we good? No. Isn't that slightly further forward? Okay. Maybe there's an easy way to place things and I'm just being an idiot here. Don't know. But for me, I seem to be having an issue here. I mean, I suppose the game should be slightly better, shouldn't it? At kind of snapping things for me. Again, maybe there is something I'm missing here, like some kind of a setting that I'm missing. Right, so will one of those fit in there? I'm going to say no. Well, I don't know actually. Oh. Okay. I think we're going to leave it like that for now. It's not perfectly lined up, is it? But we'll we'll sort out that finer detail is what I'm trying to say at a later date. I'm just trying to get the basics in, and it's not ideal that I think I can move the window, or maybe I can just get rid of this window for now because it's kind of overlapping the kitchen, and I think I can find another window to go in there. Now, what I was going to say was, I don't think I want to have the wall hanging cupboards, because for me, if I'm trying to go for something industrial looking, I don't think that will look right, in my opinion. Right. Now. Some kind of breakfast bar would be good, wouldn't it? Let's just very roughly place the breakfast bar there, shall we? Now, let's have a look. Let's see if we can place a sink and everything. Whoops. I just want to make sure everything fits, really. So we've got a sink there, right? And then I need a stove, don't I? Stove, kitchen accessories, where's the stove? Dishwasher, stove. We just want a nice modern looking hob type thing to go on the top. Something like that, right? There we go. I'm happy with that. Do you think we can fit like a dishwasher? Modern built-in dishwasher. I'm not sure I like the look of that one. Vintage, modern, slim dishwasher. Whoops. Would help if it was the right way, wouldn't it? No, that doesn't work with this particular type of... You know what? Simple white, I think, is good. What do you think? Ooh, what happened there? Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm like glitching through the walls and stuff. That was probably my fault for pressing something wrongly. Okay, so we got a dishwasher, we got a stove, we got a sink. We probably need to extend the worktop area over there, don't we? Right. I think it was called Olive, wasn't it? Yeah. So if I do that, I can see all the different options. But like I said, I don't really want the upper cabinet, the wall hanging cabinet, really. Olive vanity. What's olive vanity? No, that has a sink in it. We already have a sink. I think that's more a bathroom thing, actually. Olive countertop. So I think we're going to just add more olive drawer countertop. Can we just add one of those? Right, let's try and get a bit closer, see if that helps me to place it. Kind of. I'm not very good at placing things in this, am I? Although, again, like I said, it would be nice if things were to snap a bit better in place. Again, that might be my fault. There might be a setting somewhere that enables me to do that. Anyway, this is, you know, the basic feeling of the kitchen. Wow, maybe not, because it just, there's a big gap there. Don't know, man. I'm not, oh, that's even worse. I'm like so bad at placing stuff. It's like, when you let go, I don't know. I just find it hard to line things up in this game. Okay, I think that'll do for now. But yeah, I think I'll try to change the color of all this stuff so it looks more industrial, but that's the basic idea. I'm not sure if I like this breakfast bar because it's maybe too high. Does it look funny that the breakfast bar is higher than the kitchen stuff? Maybe. But you would have some high chairs here, wouldn't you? Does that look funny? Okay. Let's look for a fridge. Let's look for a fridge. Let's look for a fridge. Bergen built-in fridge. Chrome fridge. Okay, what does this look like? Oh yeah. That looks fine to me, he says. Again, I've not placed it particularly well. Ah! I thought... Okay, that'll do for now. Yeah, so we got ourselves a fridge, you know, industrial looking fridge. Bear in mind the colors here will be different. Right. Let's see if I can find a high chair. When I say high chair, I don't mean a baby's high chair. I mean a bar stool. Because I want to see with those in place kind of what it looks like, kind of thing. Oh yeah. Maybe there should be something on this side. Is it okay just to leave it open there? Kind of a bit undecided. Should we have something over here as well? Would that look slightly better? This is hard, isn't it? This is hard. If I put another, let's search for the olive kitchen stuff again. Olive? No, that's an upper cabinet. Oops. No. Does that work? Just to put one here? I don't think it... that's going to look funny because it's like... There's not really... You'd have to move the sink, wouldn't you? So you'd have to move the sink. No. I don't know. I just feel this area looks a bit weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Or maybe I should have the breakfast bar facing this way. Okay, let's try that. Let's try it. So that, you know, it looks like there's at least something there. Right. Whoops. Okay, let's grab the other one, if we can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks marginally better to me. Because, yeah, before this area looked weird to me. So I think like that. And of course, what we can do is add another set of these over the other side. Like so. Right. Yeah, I think that looks way better now. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So the kitchen is kind of done. So you would probably have a big widescreen TV, wouldn't you, up against here? So let's see. Is it going to be called a TV or a television? TV. So we've got a wall mounted. I don't think it will let us use wall mounted, will it? Because, of course, there's not a big enough wall. Oh! For some reason, it does let me put there, look. That's... Oh, because it's outside. Oops. That's why, because it's outside. Oh, look, there's a TV outside. Great. Just what I've always wanted. Okay, so that doesn't work then. That certainly doesn't work. So we're gonna need a TV stand, aren't we? So let's search again. TV stand. No, that didn't work because it's just when it says standing TV, I don't think it means on the floor. No. Okay, so let's go to the living room. The furniture. Shelving, cabinets, fireplaces. Let's see what different options. Kitchen, bathroom, entertainment. Would it be under entertainment? No. Although it's kind of cool, look, we got all this stuff for later, like a pool table and everything. Although I'm not sure that this house is large enough to have a pool table. Could be wrong. Right. Let's see if we can work this out. Tables. Small tables? Or desks, dressers, nightstands, shelving, cabinets. What would it be under? What would a TV... Oh, this looks like a TV... Oh. What does that look like? Oh, yeah. That could be like a TV cabinet, couldn't it? Kind of bang in the middle there, see? Again, I might change the color of that at a later date. Okay. So, now let's go back to the television. Standard TV, small standing TV, wall-mounted HD TV, mid-grade flat screen TV, large standing TV. Okay, so I think we're going to go for one of these. Large standing TV. We're going to try to fit it in the middle. There we go. So we've got our living room TV. Maybe in real life you'd have something a bit wider than that, but never mind. Because that doesn't really look like a widescreen TV, does it? You would have thought in this day and age it would be a widescreen TV. Anyway, let's not split hairs. So let's see if we can find a sofa that we like. Again, something modern looking, something that would fit into a kind of industrial, modern looking place. Is this too wide? Let's have a look. Right. I don't think that's too bad actually. Although I might bring it back because we're going to have to put a I kind of want to put a coffee table here. So yeah, look at that. That's like a modern piece of furniture. Let's find a coffee table, shall we? Small table. Glass round side table. Coffee table, drawered coffee table. Glass coffee table. I might go for that actually. Although I might have to change the color again. Like I think a lot of this stuff we're going to have to work on the colors. And again, that's one of the great things with this game. You can basically customize the color, right, of anything. So there's a little bit of a kind of like a gap here, isn't there? So what I might do is put a piece of furniture at the back here, like a dresser. Let me show you what I'm thinking here. Put something at the back, like so. It's not perfectly in the middle. Again, not perfectly in the middle, that's fine. It's going to be hard for me to get it perfect. That'll be alright for now. What I was thinking was, then you would have something on this, wouldn't you? Some kind of decoration. Oh, fireplaces. Am I going to have a fireplace? Oh, here we go. Would help if I was on the right tab, wouldn't it? So some kind of decoration. Oh, sculptures. So let me have a look. Robot figurine. Something so that it, I don't know. Like to me, it would just help make this look a bit less bare. I mean, of course, the whole place needs to be filled out with furniture and everything. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. You know, as like a first attempt at like the very, very basics, I actually think that's okay. And what I might do is put like a rug on the floor. I do find in this game, though, in the past, I have found it hard finding rugs that work, you know. My way of thinking was to go for something kind of crazy that really offsets the modern looking rest of the house, if that makes any sense. Not like that. Of course, this is, oops. This is why do I keep doing that? This is why I'm not an interior designer in real life, clearly. Obviously. Right. And again, you can, if you want, change the color. If you don't like the color of any of this, you can very easily change the color yourself. Okay, I don't mind that, actually. I don't mind that. Okay. Nice. So that is like the living room and the kitchen. Not finished, but that's the basics there. I said, maybe I need to look into a window. I was saying about a window, right? I'm pretty sure I can add a window. Although, to be honest, I don't remember. Oh, there you go. You just search window. So I believe they've got. I think that's too small. Something kind of wide. If I can find a window that's kind of not, that's thinner, something like that. But I'll need to change. Oh, that doesn't really fit, does it? It's a shame because that looks quite nice. Yeah, but yeah, I can change the color of it if I don't like the color. That actually might work. There you go. I will 100% need to change the color of that. Is it the wrong way? Is the handle outside? Yes, that is the wrong way. There you go. Sorted. Okay, so now I have a window, but yeah, I'll have to change the color, but we have, and then maybe if I can find some art to go on the wall there to make that look a bit nicer. Decor, oh, wall art. Now, I don't believe they had gotten as far as to letting us use any photo or any image that we want as wall art, unfortunately. So that means I can only choose what they have. I don't mind that, actually. A wall, maybe not. Let's see. As this is a modern house, I think we want like modern art kind of thing, or something that looks kind of industrially, maybe. Let's see. What's this? Framed foods, which does fit in with the kitchen. No, but I don't think it quite fits in with what we're going for here. Quite. Lighted trees, no. Settlers. I suppose we could have a couple of smaller pictures. Fog. Honestly, not seeing anything that's blowing me away right now. Hawk. Close but no cigar, I think. I quite like the wideness. Let's place it. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. I think that doesn't look too bad. We'll just leave that for now. Yeah, I think that looks alright actually. So some of these other industrial looking art pieces like this, I think we can just place them around the room. We've got a black and white bridge as well. Right? I think that's a different height, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I think we can just place them around the room. Whoops. I think there's quite a lot of these. What have we done so far? I think I already did the tower, didn't I? Yes. Serene desolation. No, not quite. Black and white, is it? Black and white framed bridge. I think that's, yeah, that's a slightly different one. So let's do that. Oh, there's a black and white framed cat as well, apparently. There was that bridge. This is the bridge, isn't it? So if we just put one there, look, in the middle. I believe that needs to be a little bit higher. What do you think? Maybe a tad higher? It's really hard to tell. Maybe there. Yeah, that looks roughly about right. Yeah. That looks lower now, doesn't it? Is it just me? Am I going crazy? No? I thought I looked at it this way and it looks... That's weird. Is that like an optical illusion? Because when I look at it there, it now looks higher. But when I was over here, it looks lower, doesn't it? That is weird. Yeah. I think that's going to be about right. That's about the best we can manage. The question is there anything... maybe we can have a clock here, actually, above the TV. A kind of industrial... Hopefully they've got an industrial-looking clock. Well... Let's see. Greenwich wall clock. Actually, I don't mind that. Thames wall... Oh, that's too big. Yeah, I don't mind this Greenwich wall clock because when you have this industrial looking modern house, it's kind of nice to offset it with something that looks old from time to time. There you go. So we have the basics here, haven't we? I would say that's the basics. I suppose while we're here, we might as well keep going then. So let's maybe keep adding things. What's in miscellaneous? Okay. Let's go back to kitchen stuff. Mirrors. Ooh. It might be nice to put a mirror somewhere here, actually. Just like as you enter, or, you know, because when you're near the entrance, it might be nice to have a mirror to walk past. Now, mirrors in this game do look a bit funny, look. But, yeah, that's a mirror. I think that might be a good place for a mirror, you know. When you've walked in the house, you want to, like, check your stuff. Right? Would it be better, though? Would it be better to have it long ways? Long ways? No, for some reason I can't work out how to get it long ways. Okay, let's just leave it there for now. That's fine. Yeah, so let's go back to the kitchen stuff and let's add some more like finer details. Microwave oven. So we do need a coffee machine. Of course we need a coffee machine. I see a fryer, coffee grinder. Where's the coffee machine? Vintage coffee machine, but it's green. Okay, well I'm going to have to change the color of this, aren't I? Because honestly, there's not much option here, so we're going to stick it here, but yeah, I'm going to have to change the color because I don't like the color, it doesn't really fit in. Okay, so we're going to add, we got the coffee machine. We're going to add ourselves a coffee grinder. Sandwich toaster. No, we don't need a sandwich toaster. A kettle, I suppose. Yeah, I kind of wish there were more options for this stuff. There's not many options, frankly. Not many options. So let's put this like this. Yeah. Do we need a microwave? I don't think I want a microwave, honestly. I feel like that we've got... Oh, actually, we don't even have a regular oven. Maybe I need to add an oven. Where's the oven bit? Built-in oven. That doesn't work, does it? Oh, there you go. Well, what happened to the stove, though? So for some reason that got rid of the stove. Does that mean we can only have one thing? No, it doesn't. So what happened there? That was weird. Anyway, so now we've got a stove. And we've got an oven. And a sink and a dishwasher. Okay. So let's add some finer things. Maybe something like this. You know, like a sink drainer. Next to the sink kind of thing. Oops. Yeah. Oh, does it need a sink drainer? I think it does. Let's put a little sink drainer here then. Like so. So it looks a bit more realistic. We got something like this. Recipe organizer. Frying pan. I don't think we need that. Coffee can. Wood serving tray. Oh, I'm going to have a hanging rail here actually. Or somewhere. We're going to have a hanging rail for cloths. There you go. Again, we'll probably have to change the colour of that. But yes, we're going to do that all at a later date. Because as you can probably hear, we're changing the colour of a lot of stuff later, aren't we? So let's just get these bamboo pot things. Oh, they're quite large, actually. I didn't realise they were going to be that big, if I'm honest. They're a bit too big. Mason jar. Napkin holder. Okay, we're going to put a napkin holder. We're going to move this a little bit. So we've got napkins, we've got all that. Okay, that looks a bit more real now, doesn't it? Wonder if I can find like a fruit bowl. Some kind of a bowl. To put on the side here. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, I'm doing it again. I'm doing weird stuff again. Right. Let's just search for bowl. Because we want some kind of fruit bowl-y thing, don't we, really? To put... Cereal bowl. Wooden fruit bowl. And a fruit bowl. What does that look like? I just thought to put a fruit bowl here. So it looks a bit more, you know. It would help if it was a bit more in the middle, wouldn't it? There we go. And then maybe put some cereal here. Whoa, that's a big bowl of cereal, isn't it? So it looks like someone was, you know, in the process kind of thing. Then we're going to find a spoon. We're going to put a little spoon down there. Designer spoon. We just want a regular spoon. We're going to put a little spoon down so it looks like someone was enjoying their cereal for breakfast. Maybe have it at a funny angle because it looks like someone has just had to get up. There we go. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the kind of the basic feeling here that we have. Is there an option for a bin? Is there a bin? Not that kind of bin. Is there like a... Oh yeah. Aluminium bin? I'm kind of looking for a bin that will fit in this kitchen. Here we go. Okay, because every kitchen needs a bin, right? So we got a bin. Okay. So this video is coming up to 2 hours long. So I feel like this is a good place for me to leave it. I've pretty much finished the living room and the kitchen. So in the next video, I will work on furnishing this. I think this is going to be the bathroom. And I think we are going to get rid of this because we don't need that funny laundry room. Although having said, oh, maybe I can have the laundry out in the garage. I was going to say, because if I get rid of this laundry room, where am I going to actually put the laundry? Here we go. So we're going to get rid of that, see? So now we got a much bigger... So this is going to be like the downstairs bathroom, the main shared bathroom, right? Next to the kitchen. And then we got the garage, yeah. So I'll work on this more next time. And obviously I'm going to have to work on the garden and add more detailing to the garden. So I'm going to say this is going to be another few videos, a couple of videos in order for me to finish this house. And then obviously the plan is to then work on other houses. Because this is quite a big plot. And I will just have to see how it goes. Because like I was saying earlier, I had an issue before with this game where when I had more stuff, the game would save incredibly slowly. So if that starts to happen, maybe I won't expand as much as I thought. But my original plan is to maybe put a couple of houses here, or I could have a house and some kind of a park, like a communal park. And then over here, I think I'm just going to have, maybe I'll have one house, one big house, or maybe two smaller houses. I kind of want, there's like a house, a pre-built house on stilts that I'm going to have here, I think, overlooking the ocean. So yeah, we'll see how it goes with the performance and with how fast the game is able to save. But hopefully that will remain fine. and therefore hopefully I can finish this whole area. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it was relaxing.